Oh wow, like Siri just came on and talked to me. Did you guys hear that? Okay, hopefully it's recording. But anyways, so I'm gonna, God bless it. I'm gonna try to keep it short for you guys tonight. But I did take some notes on energy audit. But I feel like, mm, hold on, let me mute everybody. Like, cray. Beep beep beep. Oh, I don't know if I can on my phone, but if your background's crazy, just mute yourself. But anyways, I want to talk about energy. The reason why I want to talk about energy is because I feel like your time, we talk about time management, we talk about being busy mamas, busy women, working full time, whatever your story may be right now, we are busy, but time management and just time in general is one of your most important resources that you have, but also in the same breath is your energy. And if you are not waking up every single day with the intention to protect your energy, you're going to wind up spending it in areas that are very expensive, if that makes sense. And so, you have to be careful where and how you're spending both your time and your energy. And sometimes we have to have these moments with ourselves where we're just checking ourselves and we're like, okay, let's just be honest. Let's have a gut check moment real quick. Like, where are you spending your time? Where are you spending your energy? And so sometimes for me, like, I've had to have that brutal honesty with myself to say, Amber, you've been scrolling. Like, you forgot to put on your timer, right? And knock out your IPAs. And maybe you check yourself in those moments and you're like, gosh, like, by the end of the day, you feel overwhelmed and you feel like you haven't accomplished everything on your list that you wanted to get done because you ended up in that vortex because you didn't set up that simple discipline of setting up a timer. Does that make sense? And so, are you wasting time? Are you wasting your energy? You have to look at that in everything you do and every action that you take, because we are busy, because we are building businesses while we're raising families and working and doing all these things. And there's going to be this time where it's going to be busy sometimes. Like for bonus season for us, bonus season was very, very busy for us. And we were up leveling and we were growing, right? And then we were doing things that maybe we haven't done before. And we were becoming somebody that we've never been before. We've been stepping into leadership that we've never been before, but it's all in good reason, because there may be seasons in your business and in your life where you're a little bit more busy so that one day it's not so busy. And you have to remember that at the end of the day. But having that check with yourself to say, am I scrolling? Am I stuck on Pinterest? Am I stuck going back and rewatching my stories? Am I going backwards on my content and looking to see how many likes and how many comments I got on my content that I put out today? Right? These are time and energy sucking, because you go back to your content and you're like, oh, I only got 5 likes. And then immediately your energy goes down, right? You've wasted your time and you've wasted your energy when you could have moved on and said happy birthday to people on Facebook. Does that make sense? So you have to pay attention to where you're spending your time and where you're spending your energy. And a lot of the times what I've noticed, and I am not perfect by any means. It's taken me some time to get disciplined and to get organized, especially working full time at a job where I can't really be on my phone, right? You have to be organized. And so sometimes being unorganized is you wasting your time and wasting your energy. And you realize at the end of the day, crap, I didn't do what I said I was going to get done. And you're left feeling like in this lack mindset of feeling like you have to do everything at 10 p.m. because you didn't get it done yet today. Hang it up and pick it up tomorrow is what I will always say. You're going to have those days, but we have to be able to have these moments with ourselves that we can gut check ourselves and not be butthurt about it. And just say, Amber, like, you've really been slacking at engagement lately. You need to step it up, right? And what steps are you going to take to do that? Amber, you haven't gone live in a while. So when are you going to schedule it? When are you going to make it happen? And so being unorganized can lead to that. So look at what your schedule looks like. Look at what you put for your week last week. Did you accomplish everything last week that you wanted to get done last week? Or do you look back at your schedule for last week and you're like, oh my gosh, like, what happened? Like, where did the week go? I've been there before. And being disorganized is going to lead you to a place where you feel like you don't know what you're doing. You feel like it's not working. You feel like you're stuck. You feel like you have to miraculously start coming up with all these new things, like go be on a new social media platform or whatever. It's not that. It's just that you need to really, really get focused on what you're doing right now and really streamline it so that when you're doing your IPAs every day and you're saying happy birthday and you're engaging with people on their stories and your news feed and you're adding to your network, it becomes like, at first, when you look at your IPA list, it's kind of overwhelming until you get to the point where you really streamline it every day and you're like, okay, birthday, it's like, cool, got it knocked out. Okay, engagement, 5 minutes. I'm going to put a timer on my phone and I'm going to engage on Instagram for 5 minutes. And then the timer goes off, you're done, right? Put it down and move on to something else. We are here. I will say this, we are here to grow. We are here because we like people, right? We care about people. And I will speak as a leader who is very yellow. I'm very like heart-spoken. I'm very like caring. I'm very Enneagram 2. I want to help everybody. I want to just like be everything for everybody. And like, I just pour. And then at the end of the day, sometimes it's like, my God, like I have nothing left to give, right? I work in a job where I'm caring for people every day. And then I come home and my babies need me and my husband needs me and people need me in my inbox, right? And you're stepping into this new level of leadership. It's okay to love people. It's okay to care about people. But at the same time, you have to understand that sometimes setting boundaries with people is not you being mean. It's just you protecting your energy. And so what I wanted to just kind of touch on real quick with that is there's going to be times where you realize people's real intentions. And there's a reason why I don't eat in the break room at work, because I literally, like, it sucks my energy. This hospital sucks my energy and I can't sit around negative people. I refuse to do it. I refuse to turn on the news. I'm not going to spend my day in a negative space worrying about things that I cannot control. And so those are just some ways that I protect my energy and I protect my peace. But you have to also understand that you're going to come across people, you're going to come across potentials, you're going to come across newbies that maybe join your business. You're going to come across people who are maybe on a different team, but they feel like they need advice from you. You're just attracting that, you're growing, you're up leveling, you're showing that leadership, and they reach out to you and you're going to feel like you need to rescue people. You're going to feel like you need to save people. You're going to feel like you need to slide them credits. You're going to feel like you need to add them into the chat to be able to lead them, to be able to teach them, to be able to be and do everything for them. And what I will say is it's okay to love people. It's okay to have those conversations with people where there's plenty of people that come in my inbox and they're like, I wish I would have joined your team, right? There's nothing I can do about that. You have to be gone as a customer for 3 months before you can come back and rejoin under someone else, and just compliance reasons, 6 months for a promoter. Okay. There's nothing I can do about the fact that somebody else is on a different team and they don't have the leadership that we have. Am I sorry for that? Absolutely. Is that going to make me show up any differently? No. I can still love on that person from afar. I can still kind of teach them. And you have to look at it as the conversations that you're having, are they growth focused, or is somebody just venting to you? And so if your conversations, if every conversation that you go in with people, if you look at it that way, is this something that's growing me? So if somebody comes to me and they're like, Amber, I wish I was on your team. Like, what would you do if, or I've got this one girl who's doing this, what would you do? I have to check my energy and I have to be available for that conversation before I ever open it up. Don't open up a conversation. Don't open up a message if you're not ready to respond in that moment. And so that's why your self-development first thing in the morning is non-negotiable for me. Sometimes I am waking up hella early because it has to be done, because otherwise I'm not in the space. I'm not in the leadership space that I need to be able to handle things like that. And so I look at those conversations as, okay, I can help this person from afar. I can lead them from afar. I can love on them, because at the end of the day, it's helping me grow as a leader. It's helping me with bold conversations. It's helping me in that aspect as well. But that doesn't mean that I have to go expend all my energy on somebody else, that I have to go rescue somebody else, right? It's the same thing if you've got somebody on your team who's just like, I need a game plan. Like, nothing's working, but like they don't show up to Zoom, or they're not posting about their products or their business. It's like, bro, where you been? Right? You have to realize, are they coming to you for help, or are they coming to you for venting? And I will tell you, if somebody comes to you more than one time with the same problem, they don't want help. And some people just want to vent to you, and some people are just negative, and some people are not willing to participate in their own rescue. And so you can't feel like it's on you to rescue them because you've earned your free product credit, or because you have a paycheck on Tuesday, or because you have great leadership. That's not on you. Although you can still love people from afar, and you can still lead people from afar, and you guys can both benefit from the conversation, if that makes sense. I got way off topic there. Not off topic, but off my notes. Let's see. If you cannot control it, you cannot let it control you by handing over your energy to it, is what I wrote down. And so, example being, my energy is my responsibility. My mindset is my responsibility. And so if I know that people are in the break room and they're talking COVID, or they're talking vaccines, and they're just like, and they're bickering over everything, or they're just like living the dream, right? Like everything's just terrible. It's Monday, right? Like I just literally can't. I can't. I'm not in that space anymore. And I choose to sit at a different table. That's the only difference. It's okay if you once were sitting at a table of negativity, of people who nothing was getting better, and these were your friends. It's okay to love them from afar. It's okay to say, listen, like, you don't get a front row seat right now. I need to be closer to Katie. I need to be closer to Em. I need to be closer to the people who are teaching me how to get to where I want to be. Right? And you still love these people from afar. And it doesn't matter if they're friends. It doesn't matter if they're family. And I'm not saying to go be mean to people. I'm saying, what are you getting out of the relationship? Or are they only taking? And these are hard conversations to have with people. I've had to do it with my family, where I had to say, listen, like, I'm only keeping this door open. I'm only keeping this relationship going because I feel guilty at the end of the day if I don't, right? But at the same time, I was jeopardizing my own integrity of what I didn't think was right, for the fear of what other people were going to think, or what other people were going to do, or what other people were going to say, or how other people were going to feel. But that situation, even though it's not business related, that right there is handing over your energy to something you have no control over. And at the end of the day, what that does is it robs you of your creativity in your business. It robs you of your discipline in your business. And it robs you of sometimes your belief in your business and what you're doing. Because you start to second guess yourself, and you start to question about what other people are saying about what you're doing. And you start to just get into this mindset of like, well, like I used to be like that, but now I'm like growing, right? And how come things are different? How come they're not growing with me? Right? How come not everybody gets it? Not everybody has a brain cell for network marketing. And it doesn't matter if it's your friend, if it's your family. That's not your job. Your job is not to convince people to join your business or to buy your products. Your job is to believe wholeheartedly in the products that you take, because they are changing your life, and in this business as a vehicle to get you to where you want to go. And it's your job to show up and to share that. That's it. It's your job to protect your mindset and to protect your energy at the end of the day. The more you grow in this business, the more boundaries you're going to have to set. And you're going to have to give people, I wrote this down and I thought this was great. I was just like, why didn't I ever write this down before? But when it comes to talking to potentials, when it comes to talking to newbies in their VIP period, when it comes to even just identifying leaders on your team and who and where to spend that energy with, that's something that comes with time. But just like they say, you cannot make him drink, right? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You have to understand that it is not on you to create someone else's success. We've talked about this, and it's not on you if you have been there for them and you've given them the stepping stones and they didn't take the step, right? You are not responsible for their failure. You're not responsible if they buy a promoter pack and they never show up on a Zoom. You are not responsible if they buy a promoter pack and they never sign a customer and they never ask you questions and they never make it through the guide videos. That is not on you. You walk them through and you give them grace, especially if it's something that they've never done before and they're scared out of their mind and maybe you need to grow their belief a little bit. You give them grace, you give them space, meaning if they're not coming to you with questions, don't bombard them and overwhelm them, right? I know we're talking about newbies right this second, but I'm talking about potentials too. I'm talking about new leaders on your team. You give them grace, you give them space, and they go at their pace. And so it may not be what you think their pace should be. You may think that they should be going faster. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's in it for you. This is not what we're here for, if you feel me. You give them grace, you give them space, and you go at their pace. You feed off of the vibe that they're giving you. If they're not asking you questions, don't jump in their inbox every single day and say, have you finished the guide videos? Have you finished the guide videos? Have you finished the guide videos? You've wasted your time and you've wasted your energy. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying if it's not their pace, it's not their pace. If they need space, they need space. And they will come around. They will come around to it. But you have to focus on, as a leader, where you're spending your energy. And are you spending your energy on the person that's in your inbox who can't even show up to a Zoom and has all these fears and all these doubts? Or are you pouring into the leader that shows up every week? Are you pouring into the leader who is creating content, who is moving the needle forward in her business, who is showing that she's growing? And this is something that you have to take into every single day. You have to take into, where am I spending my energy and where am I spending my time? And I will hop on the team page and I'll do another training on how to work a business full time in our team chat. If you guys have any specific questions on how I do it, I don't even know. I haven't even changed, but it comes from here. When you know that you have your hands on something that can change your life and can change the life of other people, then it doesn't matter if you haven't made it home from work yet. You can still hop on and you can still lead your leaders, right? And you can teach them things that are going to help. One other thing I want to talk about, and then we're going to hop off here, is accountability. You're going to hear people say all the time, and it may be a friend that's trying to lose weight. It may be a newbie who's doesn't know what to do just yet. It may be somebody else that's not on our team that just feels like they need an accountability partner. And what I'll say with that is, let's just say I have a friend, Sarah, and she wants to learn how to do a 5K, right? So it's 3 miles. She wants to run and she's like, Amber, I need you to be my accountability partner. All right, boo, I'll run a 5K with you, right? Accountability is you and I are vibrating at the same frequency, right? I say I'm going to run a 5K. You say you're going to run a 5K. I say I'm going to put in my work. You say you're going to put in your work. Accountability partners does not mean call me and make sure that I'm doing what I said I was going to do. Right? It doesn't mean that I call Sarah and I'm like, girl, where you at? Where you at? We said we were going to go to the gym. We were going to run. It's 7 a.m. Where you at? That is wasting my time and wasting my energy. And so be careful with relationships that you form with people outside of our team, with people just in your friends, with people who, and again, I'm not trying to be mean, but people, when they see you up leveling, they're going to try to suck that energy from you, and they're going to try to get everything out of it that they can. And so if someone comes to you and they say, I need an accountability partner, do not let that fall into, you need to tell me what to do because I don't know how to do it for myself. It's kind of like the same scenario that I said, like, not everybody's willing to participate in their own rescue. That is not your job to rescue them. If Sarah wants to run a 5K, she will make it happen. I'll be her accountability partner. I'll get up, I'll run, I'll put in the effort, I'll put in the work, right? It's the same thing. If Sarah's over here, like, I'm going 4K. All right, girl, I'll go. I'm right here with you. I'm making my posts. I'm going live. I'm face to face on my stories. I'm showing up for my business. I'm not going to sit over here and check you and say, where's your post for the day? That's wasting my time and that's wasting my energy. I don't go back and check you guys to make sure that you guys are running your business. That's not on me. That's not my job. And that's not your job either when it comes to building a team. Sorry, 10% battery, but that's not your job. So what I want you to take away from this is make sure you're protecting your energy, you're protecting your peace, and you're protecting your time, because your time you can't get back. That's one of the most valuable assets you have. But so is your energy, because if somebody puts you in the bad headspace, you're screwed for the day, right? So pay attention every single day. Make that your priority. I had a patient the other day that told me, he was like 80 something. I'll just tell you the story real quick. He was like 80 something. He was coming in. He didn't look it. He was like one of those, like, oh my God, you're 83. Like, no way, right? Like, you probably ran a marathon yesterday. And he had the best attitude. He had the best energy. Like, I was just like, I was all up in his little room and I was just getting him ready for surgery. He was about to have a knee replacement. And we were talking about my grandfather and how my grandfather always told me, like, if you don't keep going, you don't keep going, right? My grandmother died the day of my grandmother's funeral. We all come to the house. Everybody's sad. My grandfather, he's like, Shug, let's go. Because he calls me Shug. And we go out to the garden. He's got a muscadine tree, and all these muscadine trees have fallen on the ground. And we got this 5-gallon bucket, and he's just like picking up all these muscadines, and it's on a hill. And I'm like, Papa, it's Alabama heat. Like, we gotta go in. Like, we can't keep doing this. And he's like, Shug. He goes, what you don't understand is I can't sit in a sad house. He's like, I miss my sweetie, but if I don't keep going, I don't keep going. Right? And that's protecting his energy. Even as much as he loves his family, as much as he wants to be there and he's grieving too, but like, that's protecting your energy. And what my patient said the other day, he said, as far as like mindset and waking up with intention every day, he said, I wake up every single day and my goal is to make sure that I wring out everything that day has to offer for me. And I don't leave a drop. Right. And I'm like, that's everything. That's everything. If you can wake up every single day and you wring out that day, right? And you're grateful for the things that you have, and you put forth an effort to get to where you want to go, and you're growing, it all starts to piece together. It does. I promise you, it all starts to piece together. There are going to be days where it's hard. There's going to be days where you haven't left work and you're in your scrubs and you're leading your team, right? There's going to be days where you and your husband are kind of like, but like, babe, you're on your phone and you're like, I know, I'm working on it. right? I'm working on trying to balance all the things. I still have these conversations with Sean all the time where he's like, babe, like for bonus season, he was like, oh my God, another Zoom. I'm like, but I'm busy right now so that one day we don't have to be, right? So that one day you don't feel like you're daddy daycare and you don't feel like honestly, my kids see him more than they see me. And he smacked that in my face the other day. But like, if I look back on what he said, he's right. I saw my kids for what, an hour and a half today. He sees them all day today. He sees them all day tomorrow. He's with them all the time. But that's where it's important for me to make sure that I am vision focused. I am disciplined in the actions that I take in my business. And I make sure that they are getting me to where I want to be. I'm making sure that I'm focused on getting my work done and being done. Are there things I still need to work on? Of course, I still need to go to bed on time. I'm working on it. I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect leader. Harriet, you too. You don't go to bed at 10. But I know you don't. Look at that baby. But there will always be something that you can improve. But protect your energy and protect the time so that you're not wasting it. And I promise you, it will all start to piece together. Okay. I love you guys. 28 minutes. Okay. I think it was still a good Zoom, even though I forget. Okay. I'm sorry. I love you. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.